Hi, I'm Dr. Keith Johnson. The first thing you need to do in learning to love yourself is to study yourself and know who you are and where you need to change before you look for any other kind of changes. And there are all kinds of changes around you that I'm sure need to be that would make life better. But until you take time to look at yourself, there's no reason to wander around wondering what else should change. It's like the Michael Jackson song. He sees the man in the middle, which is himself, and that's where the change needs to begin. So your change starts, and where do you look? Well, the first place you look in order to change your life and make it better is in your habits. Now, habits are repeated action or an unconscious pattern of behavior that you carry out on a regular basis, sometimes not even realizing because you're so used to those unconscious behaviors and you do them all the time. They affect every area of your life and they determine how we make use of every day and the things that we do. And very often, some of those habits pop up daily and regularly. Some of your friends are so used to your habits that they can control your life because they know how to put a habit in front of you or a suggestion to a habit so that you will listen to do whatever they want to do. We all know good and bad habits, and we all probably are struggling to let go of some of those bad practices, some things that we don't like, some things that we shouldn't do. One time I had a client who said to me that he was going to quit smoking, and I said, well, does smoking bother you? I thought you enjoyed it. He said, well, I did, but it's a really bad habit, and I got to stop it. I said, is the only reason that you smoke because it's a habit? He said, yeah, I don't even like smoking. Sometimes you've got a bad habit that you may need to work on. And there's nothing wrong with working on habits, but there's also an understanding that you turned it into a habit, and therefore you may be uncomfortable about what you're trying to figure out. So take some time to look at whatever it is you're doing and see if that habit is not profitable for you. If you can get rid of the habit, that's good. But if you can't, but you recognize that there's a problem there, you start to work on it and start to develop what you call good habits. And thus, if you're lucky, you're changing your life. We all know the good and bad habits are probably struggling every day, and you're trying to figure out, unfortunately, there's nothing as hard as fighting against yourself. It is who you have been for a while, and it takes getting used to and something that has to become a part of you. However, if we are to live an intentional and motivational life and be successful in what we do, we need to cultivate our habits that are not in sync with what we want to accomplish and that don't fit the goals that we have. It may mean that you have to eliminate something. You have to look over your habits and say, this habit is not good for me. Now, if you don't identify your habits, you won't even know it. And sometimes there are people that go all their life without identifying the habits that are causing them all kinds of trouble. Some people that make strange noises because they have a habit of doing it, and it chases people away. And some people, because of the way they live, don't look like they want to attract or be with other people, and those habits, if possible, need to change. Hopefully, mom or dad has helped you to get away the bad habits and to learn some good ones. But if your habit, for example, is not washing enough, or not brushing your teeth, or who knows what other kind of habit might exist that you can change or you can put into action, then that's what you do to improve your own life and make it work. In a while, it takes time to get something out of your life if it's normal. If we are to live in a motivational life and be successful, we have to get rid of those things that are distasteful to what people are seeing or what they see. A motivational life is one where we carefully choose what to do and how we do it in order to achieve certain goals. If you smoke in a business meeting and you've got businessmen that don't smoke, might be a good idea to change your habits and understand what they want. I don't mean less on smoking, because smoking is not a habit of mine, but I have seen people who, because they smoke, are offended when somebody else is smoking because they don't want to smoke and they don't want to be a part of that smoking. If that's a part of your bad habit, you really need to reconsider, and maybe if you can, change it. You want to live a life that says, I'm trying to be successful. And believe me, a cigarette in your mouth is not a way to look that over. Again, I'm not trying to preach against smoking or drinking or anything else. That's up to you. But you have to examine your bad habit and determine, how can I change it to make it work. Below, there are all kinds of habits that you carry out that you can intentionally change. And later on, I'm going to help you deal with some of those habits as we go on. And then prayer, an attempt to talk to God and say, I need to change these things. Can you help me? Can you help me stop doing this that I shouldn't be doing? Can you help me do this thing I should be doing? Sometimes it's a habit not to bring any money to the church so that I don't have to give any. Maybe it's time to start giving church a little money at least. And just a little development of that development habit can change your life and can make you think differently, and at the same time can help people that you don't realize. Or you see on TV where you could sponsor a child and you thought, I'm never going to do that. Maybe we change that habit a little bit, and maybe for $7 a month we can sponsor a child. Changing those habits can make your life better. But your intent is very important. Your motivation is, where are you trying to go? What do you want to do? You want to encourage charity? You want to encourage love? You want to encourage your family to get together? You want to help people see you pray and change? Then that's where you want to go. Now, if you don't, there are plenty of people who don't care about how they look or how their people see them or where they're going, and they just as soon stay the way they are. And that's a shame. Change is good. Improving your change is good, not only for you, but for the people around you. God bless you.